We were in one of the life groups this week. One of our newer life group leaders, Pete and Sandy. You guys can wave your hands if you want back there, yeah. And they start telling this story about their son in an incident that happened 22 years ago. But at the time for them, it was very serious. And they shared, and I don't think they would mind me sharing this, that they in their own words, we had 1 foot in the world and 1 foot with God. Now, that's nobody here. Everybody is just solid for God today, right? So everybody's right there. But they were being honest. They said we were kind of new to the faith, but we hadn't fully said complete yes to Jesus. We're all in, kind of in that place. And all of a sudden, they get the dreaded phone call that no parent wants. And their son, I think, was 18 or 19 years of age. And he'd been in a terrible, terrible car accident. And the car had flipped, and it severed the back of his neck and his spine. And by the time Pete was up working in one of the mines, and it was later before he could get there, and Sandy got there right away, and the doctors met them, and the prognosis wasn't good. Doesn't mean when you get a bad prognosis that it's not real. It's just that faith is superior to the facts, okay? The prognosis isn't good. They send your son, we're about ready to take him into surgery. You can have a couple minutes with him, but it's very critical. We get him in right away. We're just going to prepare you. He's going to be a quadriplegic. This is serious. No parent wants that type of information. And Sandy said, began to pray and all of a sudden, and she can tell you this story sometime better than I can, but basically really coming to God and just crying out to God and really committing herself. God, we've all done that, right? Where it's like, God, if you'll do this, God, right? And I'm going to be all in. And then Pete shares, as he eventually got there from the mines, he went into the chapel at the hospital and basically was when he consecrated his life to the Lord fully. He says, God, he goes, I'm all in. I mean, even as I'm telling you this story, I'm just getting teary-eyed because again, if you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, this is a horrific type of thing. And lo and behold, and worse, they said, he's going to come out of this surgery. He'll go into rehab for 30 days. He'll be in rehab for 30 days. And Sandy's like, no, he won't. 2 weeks max, okay, And even the son, no, I won't be in there 30 days. And bottom line, when he came out of the surgery, he could feel some numbness in his leg. And Pete was like, that's a good sign. And they kept praying. He was in the rehab, 10 days? And not even the 14 days. And they said not only that, you need to basically, and as doctors trying to give good, healthy advice. You need to get your home ready, get it ready for your son being a quadriplegic, and you'll have to have handrails and take care of him and everything. And Sandy was like, no, we're praying, we're believing this isn't going to happen, right? To this day, he's got full mobility. They said he's got just a little bit in his hand all these years, 22 years later, and that happened just a little bit of loss of movement in his right hand, but 10 days out of the rehab, he's not a quadriplegic and he's walking, right? I mean, it's a fascinating story. When I heard that, I'm like, I knew where I was going with this message Sunday. I'm like, God, that's a story we all need to be reminded of. These kind of stories that it may look like it's beyond hope. Sarah's womb looked like it was dead. She's 90 years old, not going to have any kids, right? But God, everybody say, but God. We need to be reminded of that.